housing, healthcare resources, and more. Performances by DJ Remy, Zambuco Marimba Ensemble, Jonesy and Friends, DJ Mix America, Washington Diamonds Drill Team and Drumline, Raven Speaker, Lincoln Wilmore, Logic Amen, and Seattle City Council candidate Nikita Oliver, plus a Trica Diamond Twerk Shop, Dance Fitness Collective 206 demo, and guests Elmer Dixon, State Senator Rebecca Saldana, King County Councilmember Girmay Zahilai, and Christiana Obey Sumner. Sponsored by Seattle Parks Foundation, Public Health Seattle King County, Safeway, Impact Public School, American Federation of Teachers, Cole Construction and Remodeling Inc., and Cafe Red. It Takes a Village presents the 5th Annual Juneteenth Festival, 11 to 6 at Othello Park.
Hey yo, how you doing? This is that guy Curtis from R&R Live Jam Sessions. I want y'all to tap in with me every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time right here on Rainier Avenue Radio App. R&R Live Jam Sessions, baby. Holla.
The Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, empowering communities and changing lives. The Urban League has been there to serve when our community is at its lowest. It's never mattered what the crisis was. The systemic oppression remains constant for those most vulnerable. Here at the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, we'll be temporarily adjusting our hours of operation and available services. If you are in need of resources, we recommend that you give us a call at 206-461-3792. To make an appointment, press 0 and speak with the receptionist. Walk-in hours will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. And hey, we'll gladly work with you via phone as best as we can if you're exhibiting any signs of illness to assist you with information to save your home, find you a place to sleep, or connect you to job opportunities. The Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. That's 206-461-3792.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio .world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Cardinal Financial with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Tina.
Hello everyone.
How are you doing? How you doing?
Well, good. I'm good. Just got back from a great sales meeting, so I'll share some of the information after you open up the show.
Okay, great. Well, hello, everybody. I am so glad to see you today. Welcome to our series. Today, we're going to be talking about investments and how you can best utilize investment opportunities. And with me, you've got Tina Lombard, 253-332-5986, and Violeta Strass at 206-406-5784. And we're going to be talking about a lot of interesting stuff today. So please go ahead and call your family and your friends and have them to tune in right now. And at the top of every show, we go ahead and talk about the updates for your area. So Violeta, take it away.
Yay. Well, here we go. Another exciting week in real estate. Starting out with the market updates, we're looking at numbers for King County. Let's start there. Active listings, 630, and the average price is $1,037,000. Imagine that. Sold right now, we have 662 sold. You see, there's more solds than there are actives, and the average price on those sold inventory is $1,050,000, and we're looking at that. Last year was $953,000. That's a 10% increase year over year. For Pierce County, I have 251 active listings, 287 are sold, 568,000 is the average list price. That is a 16% increase over last year, which was $505,000. Snohomish County, we're looking at 217 homes out there, averaging $768,000, and sold 264. Inventory is just same, low inventory and high numbers that are pending and sold, and the average sale price is $771,000. Last year it was $650,000. That's an 18% increase right there, folks. In our sales meeting today, I wanted to share with you that we are now in the peak season. There is a seasonality to real estate buying and selling. You can do any of this whenever you have the need to move forward with a real estate investment. But right now we're at the peak of the cycle. Vacations are happening. So there's not going to be as many buyers out there because they may be traveling. School's done, kids are graduating. So because of COVID last year, nothing was happening. And now more and more people, according to the airlines, travel is going up. So there might not be a lot of buyers out there at this point in time. So be ready. Get out there. You need to buy a home. Let's do it. Let's call Tina. Let's get going. And deals are happening right now. Last year for King County, the average square footage price was $474. Last year it was $366 per square foot. So I think did I say that right? $474 per square foot for King County this year. Days on the market, 11 days, and an average of 8% price over listing. Pierce County, we have $277 per square feet. And I didn't get the price for what it was last year, but it was certainly an increase. 10 days on the market is the average, and 105% over list price in Pierce County. So there you have it. It's still a pretty strong real estate market, and please do call Tina and I to get you started in the process.
Yes. So when you say things like 105%, explain that to somebody who's probably new to the market.
So if you're looking at a list price of $500,000, let's say, take 5% of that. That's what the market price is these days. 5% over, so that is like $250, $2,500, right? For that 5%, and just add that to the top of your offer price, because that's what it's going to probably go for. And you need to be prepared. The market is still pretty strong for sellers. So buyers, there's a lot of offers being made, probably as many multiple offers right now. Again, people's habits are changing because of the summer months. And but let's get out there and be strong. Remember to pad that amount with another, just look at 10% in that range for your closing costs. So yeah, figure in closing costs, add $2,500 to that $500,000, and you're gonna be right around in the, what would that be, $550 range.
That's it. That's it. And this is such important information, because gone are the days where you see a house for $300,000 and you say, well, let's offer $285. I mean, that's like a joke. I mean,
nowadays, nobody's really doing anything under list price.
We're going to make them want our offer. You know what? No. You're talking about 20 multiple offers above and beyond asking price. So these are real numbers. This isn't something that we're trying to make up. If you're trying to, I tell a lot of people, if you're trying to target a house, let's say at 800,000, you almost have to target houses at 700,000, because by the time all the offers come in and you keep escalating upward and upward, you may end up close to 800,000. So if your loan officer says you have a maximum of, let's say, 900,000, don't look at a $900,000 home, because by the time the weekend is over, that $900,000 has escalated to a price of maybe $1 million.
$1 million. Yep.
So when I tell people, oh, you're qualified for $900,000, start looking at houses at $800,000. They're like, I thought you told me I was $900,000. The other lender approved me at $900,000. It's like, yes, baby. But by the time everything is said and done, it's going to be at 1.2 million. You're not approved for that. So a lot of times, just go ahead and target just a little bit lower so that you can be the big dog on the block, and you can actually escalate your offer knowing that you have a higher amount that you're qualified for.
There you go.
Yeah. So let's talk about the world of investment properties. Do you own any? So V, do you own any investment properties? Have you thought about it? Have you done it? Tell me your story.
I had a vacation home, in Seaside, Oregon. And part of the time we rented it out to traveling nurses. Mm-hmm. So that was a pretty safe deal to do. There are laws in Oregon which you have to comply with as far as vacation rental. And there's a couple of companies down there that have a monopoly on that market. So it's hard for, one like me to just be in there consistently. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to be renting for long term. I wasn't into that because I wanted to use the house. So yeah, it could, you might have considered it Airbnb, VRBO, vacation rentals by owner. And so we have that piece of property. Yeah. Okay. How about you? Do you have?
Oh yeah, I've had investment properties before, and it was like by default because I owned a house. Then we bought another house, and I had enough down payment for the other house, so I just left my house. I didn't need to sell it for down payment, so I left it as a rental. Yeah. And so, there were some pros and there's some cons. I mean, I was in state when I did that, and then also I rented my house in Seattle when I moved down here to Denver for about 3 or 4 years, and so I was an out-of-state landowner. So, so they all have their little quirks. And I say by default, because I just didn't want to take the time to sell the house. And so I knew I could rent it. So I was
a property manager.
What's that? I actually had a property manager at Coldwell Banker when I had my house just recently in Washington State, and they scraped us a little bit off the rental. They put aside to pay them and to also put into reserves in case a pipe bursts or something needs to be done with the land. So the property manager for me was a very good deal. But, I want everybody to ask themselves. I mean, like with V, she had a vacation home and she would always go to Seaside. Tina, I'm going to Seaside. I remember that. And it was just, it was like that was your fun home. It wasn't necessarily to invest in property, or I don't know. But there are people, if you go into investment property, is it by default? Is it because you just didn't want to sell your house, you didn't have time, and you heard the rental was good? Or are you actively sitting on a chunk of money and you say, I'm going to invest in real estate, not Bitcoin, not in futures, not in something else or a recording studio or something, but I want to intentionally invest in real estate. So that is our topic today. So if you're just selling a house or you've got an extra cabin, you're thinking maybe I should rent it, this doesn't necessarily apply because you would have that second house anyhow, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you know what I've been seeing out there? I have a lot of offers come in from investors who see a piece of property that may be available as is. Mm-hmm. For the most part, as is. They can come in, offer a lower amount, right? And they get this piece of property. They'll renovate and then either rent it or flip it, sell it, and make a chunk of money really quickly. So there's a lot of investors out there right now that have money sitting around.
Right. And you make a very good point. There are people who want the investment property to flip. And there are people who want the investment property to generate a cash flow and then appreciate in value. So they have two sources of income, the appreciation of the home plus the monthly cash flow. So you have to decide which one are you. So if you are a flipper, you buy a piece of property that maybe isn't up to par, so you can get it at a good price. Then you put some blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you get it to a point where it's renovated, and you can sell it for its true value and actually gain the profit between buying it, refixing it, and then selling it. So that's one type of investment property. Then the other type of investment property, if you find a place where the rental income is good and you're going to be getting a positive cash flow, plus you buy it for $168,000 and hopefully in 10 years it's worth $310 or something like that. So you get two income levels. So you have to decide which one you want to do. Mm-hmm. Now, depending on the situation, it's going to dictate where you actually want to buy. So I have 15 really quick tips I want to go over as far as investment properties.
Okay, I'm writing this down. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first one, if you were to, this is as if you were to buy something for cash flow, income, and for appreciation. Are you cut to be a landlord? Now, if you are constantly bawling people out and you're always looking into people's business, it may be not for you because you'll be all in your renter's business. There are classes to be a landlord and that sort of thing. But are you cut out to be a landlord? Are you really good with helping people out? Are you really good with the books? Are you good with actually paying your mortgage and collecting the rent and have a device for that? So if you are good at being a landlord, that's great. Now, also, you can have a management company take care of your rental and that sort of thing. So if either you're good being a landlord or if you're not good, are you willing to pay a management company to be a landlord for you?
Usually 10%.
Yeah, it's usually 10%, and it's worth every dime. Okay, because if you're in Colorado and your house is in Washington State and something goes pop in the night, your management company would take care of that for you. Okay. Also, they prepare tax returns and tax preparation work and that sort of thing for the end of your reporting. Pay down your personal debt. Make sure that when you do qualify for a loan, you want to make sure that you've paid down your personal debt. You don't want to be owing on student loans and revolving credit and things that are going to count against you so you get the maximum amount of loan potential. So pay off all the debt that you don't need so you'll be in a good position to qualify for the highest amount for an investment property. Now, you want to secure a down payment. When you buy your own home, you can put as little as 3% down, sometimes 0 down. You can get a down payment assistance program to help you out. But for investment property, you need to put at least 15 to 20% down. In most cases, it's 20%. And in some cases, if you don't have the credit score, it's going to be 25%. So if you're buying a rental property at $400,000, times that by 20%, that's $80,000 out the door right there. If you don't have that, don't even look. There is no investment property right now is the largest type of loan for fraud right now. And it's the riskiest type of loan, especially when people are calling in saying, I want forbearance because of COVID, and the landlord cannot collect on those rents, and they can't pay their mortgage. So it's very important that you have 20% equity, and lenders will hold you to it. Okay, you want to find the right location. Now, some people are saying, let me buy a house in Seattle and rent it out. If a house in Seattle is $1.5 million and you're renting it out for $3,000, you're not going to really have a positive cash flow, are you? If your payments are $5,000 a month, but the going rate of a house is $3,000, then you're negative and you're upside down. So make sure when you start looking at properties, you talk to your real estate agent to find out some places that have a high rent and your mortgage is low, so you have a positive cash flow. Okay. Now there are some situations where your positive cash flow, or maybe there's like $100 deficit in your cash flow. But who cares? You certainly can still buy a piece of property, but you want to find the right location. If you've got a place where there's better buys, like I've got a friend right now who is, we'll talk about it when we come out of break, but she's buying in Kansas. So we'll come out of break and I'll tell you what's going on.
All right.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Cardinal Financial. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Great. Okay. So I have a friend right now. We're closing on her loan today. She is buying a house in Kansas, or she's buying a duplex in Kansas, and she lives here in Colorado. Why? Because a duplex is $210,000, and she's going to have a very, very huge positive cash flow. The economy there is beautiful. The prices are just right. So for her, it makes sense to buy in Kansas. I have other people who are buying in, they're buying in parts of Florida. They're buying in Texas. So you don't have to buy in your own backyard. People say, well, I want to be able to look at my rental property. I don't want to be somewhere, in a different state. That's fine. You don't have to be there. Even if you live 2 miles away, chances of you going by stalking your renters is not very high. So, look out of state. You certainly can buy out of state. Okay. So anyways, find the right location, make sure that the money pencils out. Should you buy or finance? So a lot of people, if you put, if you buy a cash out at $400,000 on a home, and your rent is $2,000 a month or whatever, make sure that it makes sense. But it's most beneficial to go ahead and finance, because per month you have a positive cash flow. But if you take a whole chunk of money like $400,000 and buy something cash, you could have bought 8 rental properties 20% down on 8 other properties than to just take $400,000 and buy one piece of property. So think about leveraging your money before you buy something cash, okay? Especially for investment property.
Just a second. I was just going to throw in that a lot of the homes in like the southern U.S., southeastern U.S., they're relatively inexpensive compared to what we have here. So if you, like Tina was saying, she's got friends in Kansas, or if there's places in Florida, North Carolina, those Alabama where Elsie is moving to, those places, you can buy a mansion for just a few $100,000. And for that same amount of money, you can get something in Kent here.
Yeah, right.
And so location is awesome. And the other reason I think of that is because all the HGTV shows are filmed down there, because cheaper production. And if you've watched any of these, it takes just a fraction of the money that it would take here to renovate a piece of property.
Right.
So that's another indicator.
So yes, and think about that. I had a couple, they were so excited about buying some houses, I think in Georgia or somewhere crazy. And because the houses were like $49,000. So like, oh, we can buy 5 of them. We looked at in some area, I'm like, well, look at the crime rate. Look at what's going on. It was like one of the most racist cities in the United States. I'm like, that's why it's cheap. There's a reason why it's cheap. And what's the economy? The economy, everybody's escaping this area. So, sometimes the cheapest isn't the best buy. And like I said, if you have $400,000 cash, why buy 2 rentals at $200,000? Why not divide that into like sections of 8 and buy 8 rental properties? As long as you positively cash flow, you're going to qualify. And a lot of lenders go up to like 10 maximum units. So you can buy it to like 10 maximum units. So why take a chunk of money and put everything into one piece of property? If you can qualify for 1, you can qualify for 5 because it's positive cash flow. Does that make sense? Your debt to income ratio is always going to be good. So try to leverage that cash. And then last couple things I'm going to talk about is make sure if you don't know anything about fixing homes, don't buy one. Do not buy one, because it's going to cost you 3 times more than you're estimating, and you're going to be frustrated. So don't buy one. Have yourself a good mentor. If you have a realtor who has investment properties, that's who you want to partner with. A realtor, because they can tell you who's the best wholesaler to go to, who's the best contractors to go to, so you're not taken advantage of. And if you're going to be doing all your general contracting, if you don't know how to do that, stay away from fixers, because you're going to spend too much money. You're going to dig yourself a hole. You're going to end up $20,000 in the hole when you sell that thing because you didn't know what you were doing in the first place. So be very, very cautious. Another last thing I want to say about this is you want to make sure you talk to somebody who's licensed in mortgages. Okay, some mortgage lenders are not licensed. They work for institutions that you don't need to be licensed with. So they're just shooting from the hip. You want to talk to the realtors who are investment realtors. They know what they're talking about. If you take advice from your friends and family and the neighbor and the mailman and people you see at the water station, if you do that, they may give you very, very incomplete and inaccurate information. You're going to end up spending a mint. So make sure you partner with somebody who's licensed to do this. And if you do, you can gain many rewards as far as positive cash flow and positive appreciation. You can retire early with a lot of money in your bank and go and play in Paris or whatever you want to do because you have a positive cash flow. So do it right.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, so I think, thinking about all this, there's so many different types of homes out there. And I think we should probably do a series on the different types of homes, right? Like rental property, apartments, condos, townhouses, what else? Manufactured homes, vacant land that you would put build on the lot. So we may go into that route and talk about all these different things, because Tina knows so much about financing each of these different types of properties. Let's do that.
Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be great to get a real estate lawyer on and talk about the ramifications of rental agreements going sideways, or seller financing going sideways, or how to protect your interests, the title and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to do with it. My mother bought a couple of apartment buildings, and when she sold them seller finance. And then after the person didn't pay what they owed in 8 years, she actually got the apartment building back. Wow. She had a good real estate lawyer. So there's different things you can do as far as investment is concerned. Very exciting stuff. So if you're sitting on a chunk of money, give us a call and see what we can do for you.
Yeah. And one thing, I think we have a little bit of time. I wanted to talk about what just happened this last weekend. It's Philippine Independence Day. It was Saturday, the 12th. And they didn't have any live events here in Seattle. They still had a virtual Pagdiriwan, it's called, the Pagdiriwan Festival. And it was the 35th annual. Can you believe that? At the Seattle Center, part of Festal. And what it is celebrating the Philippine independence from us.
Right.
From the U.S. I should say, not from you and me, the U.S. Yeah, and it's an event that features art, cultural exhibits. There's dance performers, just celebrating the Filipinos and their history. Correct? Have you been part of any of those?
Listen, I have danced the Benasuan. I have done I have done what is it called, Tinikling. I've done the Sinkill. I have done so many dances at the Pagdiriwan, met boyfriends there, had my kids. I was a queen a couple times. You were down there with me when we worked at the radio station to get leads.
Yeah. But you know what? The Tinikling always scared me because I didn't want to lose any toes. That's the bamboo dance.
This is what made me so good, because I didn't want to lose any toes. So but I did the Benasuan with I did with the lights and the Pagdiriwan and I did so many dances down there. But I loved it. I mean, it was always, you got to see cute guys, and there was always girls running around, and aunties chasing you with food, and there was always games, and you could buy so many clothes and trinkets, and it was just the whole history there, and so much entertainment. Such a blast at the Seattle Center. I'm sad that they couldn't do it this year, but next year, boy, that is something else. And the Pista Sanayan should be coming up in a month, and that's also a great big, amazing event.
But what does that one celebrate now?
That's just the Philippine Seafair, and I believe they have 45,000 people who come through there at Stewart Park every year, and you got entertainment all day long from like sun up to sundown, and entertainers that fly in from out of state, Filipino entertainers that perform. So that's in July. So I've done that before, but just 2 events in Seattle that if you're Filipino, you have got to attend, so you can gain 5 pounds.
Yes, and we'll talk more about this. We're going to feature the legendary Gussie J. God next month. Right. She's so big into the Philippine American Youth Association.
Right. I'm sorry she couldn't. I'm sure she couldn't make it today. I've had some people who were going to tune in, but I'm sorry
I know. Yeah, we need to see her sweet face. My mom, she was my mom's one of her best friends, and so I got to hang out with her and see what she's all about. And I just kind of ran away when she said, "Come and join the group and dance. You can sing, you can do it." No.
Yeah, she roped me into flamingo dancing for a couple of months.
Oh yeah,
she did that too. Yeah, but she's just phenomenal. We're going to have her next week because this woman is the epitome of a Filipino female. Yes.
So what's our time here? Let me run into the promotions this week. Seattle Academy boys basketball Thursday night at 7:15. Senior night versus Cedar Park Christian Bothell. There's 2 Juneteenth celebrations on Saturday, 11 to 2 for the Atlantic Street Center. the 20th anniversary celebration, and 3 to 5 from the Othello Park Community Juneteenth celebration. Make Music Day on the 21st, featuring live performances from Pier 62, Volunteer Park, and more locations that will be broadcast on Rainier Avenue from noon until 9. Right after us, tune into R&R Live Jam Session. And thank you again for watching us. Thanks, Tina.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Next week, same place,
Tuesday,
same time.
2:30. All right. Bye.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts, Violeta, Strash, and Tina Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune into our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.